to my channel, and thanks for hanging out with us on another fun Marathon Society Saturday. This month for August is a back to school theme, so everybody has picked a different back to school item to sew up, and I have chosen the Piper ID lanyard wallet from Lynn's Handmade. This is the one that I sew up in the video. It has the detachable lanyard, and I did add a split ring. And then this is an up close of the wallet. Inside is the compartment for your ID or your cards, or I have a business card and a card in here, so whatever you want to put in there. It is enclosed inside, so you don't have to worry about it falling out. And then I also have a chapstick in here, but it has like the back compartment for holding cash or whatever else you want to put in it. I'm going to slide that back in so you can see. And then the chapstick. I love patterns from Lynn's Handmade. She just does a great job explaining everything. This is something new for me that I haven't made yet. I've made other designers' ID wallets before, but this was a first for me, and thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Okay, let's get started with all the pieces. We have a D-ring that I have already, a D-ring tab that I've already folded into quarters and ready to stitch. I have my lanyard that I have already folded, pressed, and is ready to stitch. I have my zipper. I'm using a number 5 zipper, so I have adjusted my zipper tabs, which are right here for number 5 because she has measurements for number 3. So I have this. I have my hardware, my little 1/2-inch D-ring, swivel clasp, and then I'll add a split key ring also. I have all my main body pieces, and I'm actually using the lining and the exterior as the same fabric. So I have these all interfaced, and you need 4 of them, 2 main, 2 accent or linings. I have my clear window. I don't want you to see the measurements through it, so my clear. And then I have my interior divider pocket, and I do have one of the pieces already interfaced with Decoville light. Right, so let me just Decoville light, and she says to only interface one. So I have one piece that's not interfaced and one piece with Decoville light that's interfaced. So I'm going to start with the lanyard, stitching that up, and then also I will stitch the D-ring, and then I will show you once I'm done. Okay, and she does not stitch this in a round, so it actually lays flat against your neck when you are putting it together. So that is why it's just stitched straight, and she has a super good explanation on her YouTube channel for this tutorial. So what I'm gonna do is take this lanyard and slide the hardware on up out of the way, and you want to make sure it's laying flat against your neck. So I have it like I'm just testing it to make sure that's how I want it. And then we're going to flip it at the end here. And we're gonna stitch across the short edge here, so it's laying flat on top of each other. And we're gonna turn this so it is right side in now. And we're gonna push the hardware to this area here. Okay, so she uses a rivet and I'm just gonna stitch. I don't think I have a long enough rivet post. So this is down here and I'm gonna just stitch right across here. So now the lanyard is done. I'm gonna test this out. Yes. So it lays flat against my neck when you do it this way. And I've just basically, that little seam there is hidden in there. I mean, it's not really hidden, but it's tucked inside there. And then, and like I said, she used a rivet. I don't know that I have a long enough rivet post. I probably do, but. So the lanyard part is done. And the D-ring, I'm gonna attach that so it doesn't get lost. So I'm gonna set that aside as well. And now we're going to start on the actual bag part of it. Okay, so now we have our zipper tab and our zipper. Make sure you check the seam allowance because it does change throughout. And I'm going to put this over here. So we have our zipper, and like I said, I adjusted the tabs to fit a 5-inch zipper or a number 5 zipper instead of number 3. And we're gonna put the zipper tabs right sides together against the teeth. And now we are going to take this and fold it away from the zipper. So we have this here. We're gonna match our ends back with the zipper. So this, we're going to match with this, and then we're gonna fold it over the end of the zipper. And I'll show you on this one again. So we take it away from the zipper. I'm just gonna finger press it. We're gonna match this with the zipper end and then fold it this way. So the end is like that. And then we're gonna top stitch right on the right side of the fabric slash zipper. And it should catch the back of it, of the zipper tab. So if you folded it correctly, it catches the back. This is the front, and then you can see the back here. And then there's also no raw edges for the zipper as well. So we're gonna set this aside, and we're going to do the accent pocket, which is the one that has the Decoville light and nothing on it. We're going to clip these right sides together, and we're going to stitch all the way around, leaving an opening at the bottom here. So you're going to follow the Decoville piece, leaving an end at an opening here at the bottom so you can turn it. Okay, I'm going to trim at least the corners, and we're going to turn it. And then I'm going to press this so this is tucked in, and then I'm going to stitch around. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch all the way around, making sure that gets sewn shut. This is my divider pocket. So sewn all the way around, stitched shut. And now we're moving on to the main pieces and the zipper. Now, because my lining and exterior are the same, if you were doing it with different fabric, you want to take the lining piece, put it right side up, and then you want your zipper right side up also. And you can measure the center or you can just estimate. So I'm going to clip this, but you should have the same spacing on each end. It will not go end to end. So you have space on each side of the zipper tabs here. Again, this would be the lining with the zipper, both right sides up. And you don't, if you use a size 5 zipper on this versus a size 3 zipper, you do not want to change the seam allowance when you're sewing the zipper on. So make sure you follow what the directions say. I'm going to just base this on first. And then you want to take an exterior piece. And I had to Frankenstein some interfacing. Okay, so we're going to sandwich the zipper in between the exterior and the lining. Your teeth should be facing the exterior. And then we're going to stitch this. Make sure you check your seam allowance and do not adjust it if you are using a number 3 versus number 5. And because I'm using cotton, I am pressing a lot more than I normally would. But top stitched across here all the way from end to end. And now we are going to take our main body template and trace it onto here. Okay, so you want to keep this clipped together because she says it is easier to get it lined up how it needs to be. So I have it traced on the exterior, and then you want to cut it as one so it stays lined up more than it would if you cut it as two. It will be easier to line up the windows. I got sucked in from a Facebook ad and got these super pointy, I don't know how to say it, it starts with a G, long. We're gonna test it out and see how they work. Just if you like laid it flat and used the rotary cutter, but I didn't think about that till afterwards. Okay, so I have my window cut, and now you want to fold it and press it underneath. They're kind of chunky scissors, but they're pretty sharp, so. And this will be done off camera, but I will show you because I'm going to use my iron too. But basically, I'm unclipping. I'm going to be folding this under here and using the glue stick and pressing. And I'm going to do that on both sides. And then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so basically I'm doing glue stick and then I'll fold it and press it. Okay, so I have my window done. You just want to make sure it's lined up as best as you can. And I'm going to slide my clear vinyl in. Okay, so my clear vinyl is in, and I'm going to top stitch all the way around this opening. Moved a little bit, but that's okay. So I have my vinyl, my clear vinyl that's kind of dirty now, sewn in between the two. And now you want to take your divider piece and you're basically going to center it behind your window. And I know it's kind of hard to see because I'm using all the same, but So your pocket is just centered in, yeah, with the cat. I think I can get a cat either way. So that's the front, and then you're gonna center it all behind here. So your ends of your divider piece should line up with your zipper tabs. And then you should have the same amount of space kind of between from the top and the bottom, between your top stitch line and the bottom. So it's centered in the back. You can see it in the front. And I'm gonna stitch starting up here at this top stitch line and go all the way around, leaving about between an 1/8 and a 1/4 inch between this first stitch. I think there is a measurement in the pattern, but I'm gonna start at the top stitch line. Okay, so you have from here to here, and it's all the way around the back, securing that in. And this is where you want to stop and check and make sure your ID card works. And I don't think I have. Mine fits beautifully. So you just want to check and make sure your card will fit in this pocket before you go any further. Do not cut any of this down. You want to leave it. Don't trim seam allowance or anything like that. And now you want to attach your D-ring, and she likes to center it in the ID wallet so it's not lopsided. So I'm just gonna like base this on. Alright, so my D-ring is basted on, and now we're gonna stitch the back, like the back two pieces here. So, oh, this could have been used for like the D-ring. Okay, so we're sandwiching just like you would a zipper pouch. The lining face up with your zipper face up. Going to baste mine first, especially because I'm using the size 5 zipper and the seam allowance is the same, making it a little bit extra zipper. And now the exterior, I'm putting face down with the zipper in between. Let me just check my seam allowance really quick. And I'm gonna just pull this away, press it really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna top stitch along here. So we have this here, and we want to open the zipper and fold it right sides together, lining up, starting at the zipper tabs. And she recommends switching to a zipper foot or a narrow foot if you have it. And last time I tried to do that, my stitching got wonky, so I don't know that I want to do that. But you want to get as close to the zipper tab, and you're going to stitch along this center divider piece without catching it in the seam. All the way from here, right here, around to here. I got as close as I could. I don't think I caught this down here. Nope, I didn't. Perfect. So she says do not trim the seam allowance, but you want to trim any extra that's not lining up or extra thread sticking out like this here. So, okay, so then we need to carefully turn this right side out. You need to use like a pokey thing to poke your corners. And then you're gonna tuck that raw edge behind. So you have the raw edge in here and you're gonna tuck it behind this pocket here. So basically just lift up the edge of that divider pocket and tuck the seam in. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've like basically have it inside out and I'm tucking this edge around that seam allowance, and I'll fiddle with it more later. But here it is, the Piper ID wallet from Lens Handmade. I feel like I stretched the zipper teeth out a little bit. But that's okay. And then I'm gonna attach the lanyard. Like so. So there you have it. I think I'm gonna press it. That'll help the seam stay. But thanks for joining, and I will see you guys next time.